And so my question is, how do pharmas focus on problems that need solutions as opposed to going after things and telling themselves that, hey, I'm a winner, I nailed it, when I actually didn't?
Yeah, so there's something I learned probably 10 years ago. It's a phrase called GMOOT, which is get me one of those. And it's usually uttered by somebody high-ranking in the company, and whether it's a mobile phone, a mobile app, the next big thing today it's augmented reality, virtual reality, voice search, whatever that next thing is, the shiny object. That's what that person wants because they saw it at CES or they saw it on the interweb.
Yeah.
So I think part of the drive for a lot of big companies, not just pharma, to create things for customers is an executive laterally thinks from one industry to the other. I think how we really identify the unmet need is through either traditional research, which is, I would say, becoming less helpful, but there's new techniques of social listening, there's online panels, there's ethnographic research and observational research where you can really understand how a thing is used, whether it's a medicine or a device or something else. And so, co-creating with the customer is not a new concept. I mean, it seems to be new for pharma. Companies like IDEO have been doing that for 30, 40 years. And I think we are finally catching up. I think we're trying to understand what the next wave is after that. After we're co-creating with customers, then what? How do we continue? I think part of the problem is that the drug is approved and nobody wants to mess with it once it's approved, of course. So
Right.
If you have input from your customers that say, well, I really want it to do this, or I need it to do this, or the formulation needs to do this,
How do you go
those
back
are
to
really
that cycle?
expensive, long-term changes that have to happen. What's exciting about digital is, the wraparound around the pill can be changed like that. It has less, I would say, it's less kind of tied to the physical world, right? Like a pill is a pill. Its formulation, its chemical nature is set, and that's what's approved by the FDA. When you talk about services, when you talk about software and things that kind of wrap around the pill, and that's what's exciting, I think, for marketers is, marketers have very little to do with how the pill is discovered and all the medicine is created and the formulations, but we have a lot to do with kind of that next layer around it, and we can continue to tweak and change and use customer input. I think the mental shift that we need to make is to go from campaigns to capabilities, right? So short-term 6-month campaigns is what most marketers and advertisers were raised on.
That's what we're used to.
And
That's
now,
what we know.
now we're kind of into these, longer-term capabilities, and people in big companies tend to not have a lot of patience, and they tend to want to see results immediately, and they tend to want to build something that they'll get credit for, and and then the next person comes in and creates the next thing. I think what we're saying is, we need discipline. We need to have a commitment to a longer-term strategy for the patient, and frankly, supporting the portfolio at the company.